footage after Taylor Swift's horrific performance in Brazil, where Ana Clara Benevides passed away from a heart attack, shows her queuing up for hours in a 110-def heat wave before pleading for water. Those who witnessed Taylor Swift's sad concert in Brazil have provided an inside look at the chaotic events and oppressive heat that resulted in the death of a young Swifty. Thousands of devoted fans appeared to be fighting for tickets as close to the star as possible as they waited for hours outside the Estádio Olímpico dos Santos in Rio de Janeiro before the event, despite temperatures far above 100 degrees. Joey, a fan who claims to have attended the show, posted on TikTok about how the chaotic first-served policy of the events forced attendees to line up extremely early in the sweltering heat. Hours before the show, supporters wearing skimpy dresses were seen hunched under umbrellas and scouring for ice, which was being distributed in a frantic bid to cool off, according to social media footage captured outside the event. He claimed that once inside the sweltering stadium, attendees in the standing-only areas were not drinking water because they were afraid of losing their place if they had to use the restroom. At one point, Swift's public relations chief Pay was spotted giving water to a weary-looking fan while security guards had to hold her steady, adding that the fans surrounding him were having a really hard time. It is reported that fan Ana Clara Benevides, 23, passed away tragically after fainting during the performance. It is thought that she experienced a heart collapse due to the heat wave. Fans shouted for water during the chaotic events inside the Brazil show, and Swift took matters into her own hands by throwing water bottles from the platform into the audience. She also instructed security to return water bottles to a struggling group that was located 30 to 40 feet back. In a crowd video uploaded to TikTok, people could be heard pleading, "Please, we need water too." In another video, Taylor is seen pausing her dancing routine while the song All Too Well plays in the background in order to throw a water bottle to a devoted fan in the stifling heat. Joey reported that he saw a girl faint in front of him in his section at the premium standing area, and when they attempted to call for assistance, no one was able to respond. Swift has stated that Benevides died before her performance started, but it's not clear if the fan the TikTok user was referring to as Benevides fainted. He went on to explain that Swift's overt attempts to assist her supporters seemed to be overlooked by stadium staff. She asked for someone to try and fetch the guy some water, but it felt like it took a long time for anything to happen. "What's going on here?" Taylor asked, adding that some fans had to leave the event early to avoid the heat, despite the well-known difficulty of getting an Eras Tour ticket. In response to the mayhem at the stadium, Swift's performance organizers swiftly announced significant changes to the star's remaining tour dates. A petition criticizing the event's conditions was started in Brazil, where it was claimed that Benevides' death was the result of carelessness and urged authorities to give free water at all events held there. Speaking about the event on TikTok, a different fan who claims to have been there said that Benevides passed out after Swift began performing the first few songs. He insisted, "Taylor is not to blame for this. She instructed personnel to provide free water to everyone, but they hardly ever did. I was dying, and it wasn't often or sufficient. I believe I was on the verge of fainting." He added that it felt like 140 deaf inside the stadium and stated, "Like, imagine that girl, she was just there to have a good time." He confirmed Joey's worries over the long lineups of people waiting outside the stadium for hours in advance, stating that when he came at around noon, there were already hundreds of people waiting and it was really hot. "Several folks had umbrellas, and I didn't even bring one. I thought that not enough people were drinking water," the fan exclaimed. "I'm so primed off." Swift begged security to help her supporters, but they refused, saying that the heat was unbearable and that fans would stick with their seats rather than use the restroom. An audience member captured Taylor responding to the crowd's cries for water when Swift intervened, saying, "We need water," and pointing out the scorching heat. "You see that at the V? I'm sorry, but it's really hot." Thus, in an attempt to defuse the potentially explosive situation, she said, "If someone says they need water when it's this hot, they really need it." Taylor went on, "We don't have to recite. It's all perfectly okay. All we have to do is get them some water. Is there anyone here who has water?" Following the performance, Swift expressed her grief over Benevides' demise, stating, "It's hard for me to write these words. but I'm sad to announce that we lost a fan before my show tonight. The extent of my devastation at this cannot even be expressed. Swift observed that aside from the fact that she was quite young and gorgeous, she didn't know a lot of details. When I even start to talk about this, I get so overcome with emotion that I won't be able to do it from the stage. I would want to express that her family and friends are in my thoughts and prayers during this time of grief. When we chose to take this tour to Brazil, I never imagined what had happened to us. After the catastrophe, the producers of one of the biggest shows in the world, T4, which stands for Time for Fun, released a statement, although it omitted to mention complaints from viewers about a shortage of water and dangerous circumstances. It's with great sadness that we inform you about the death of Ana Clara Benevides Machado, age 23, said the business. Last night, Ana Clara became ill and needed help from a group of paramedics and emergency personnel. She was brought to a medical center at Milton Santos Olympic Stadium so that first aid could be administered. After receiving emergency care for about an hour, the medical staff decided to move her to Salgado Filho Hospital due to the circumstances, and sadly, she passed away. We send our most sincere condolences to the family and friends of Ana Clara Benevides. This time, because of the high temperatures, Taylor Swift had to postpone her second Brazil Eras Tour event. One fan had died. That's the way she loved them due to the extreme heat and the fact that a fan passed away from cardiac arrest prior to Taylor Swift's inaugural year's tourist performance in the city. The singer decided to postpone her second concert in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil on Saturday. I'm writing from the stadium's dressing room. The excessive heat in Rio has led to the decision to postpone tonight's event. She posted on her Instagram story on Saturday afternoon. The safety and well-being of my fans, fellow performers, and crew always have to come first, since no further details were provided. It is unknown when the concert will take place. The plans were changed after Swift, 33, lamented the death of Ana Clara Benevides, a fan from Brazil who suffered a heart arrest and passed away before Swift's first Eras Tour performance there. I can't believe I'm writing these words, but it is with a shattered heart that I say we lost a fan earlier tonight before my show, she wrote. I can't even tell you how devastated I am by this, she continued, saying that because she is so overcome with sadness, she would not talk about the painful loss during her show. I want to say now that I feel this loss deeply, and my broken heart goes out to her family and friends. The 12-time Grammy winner said, "This is the last thing I ever thought would happen when we decided to bring this tour to Brazil." Benevides posted on social media on Friday stating that she had to wait for hours in 95° heat to enter a stadium in Milton Santos. The Brazilian daily FFTU Paulo stated that she arrived at the stadium and found her front row seats, but that she finally passed out from the intense heat. At the stadium, she received CPR before being placed into an ambulance, whereupon she tragically passed away before arriving at the hospital. As the heat took its toll on the crowd, Swift was seen on social media halting her performance to give them water. When it's safe, Swift is known to rarely postpone her concerts and to perform under the lights during thunderstorms. However, because of heavy rain that eventually flooded the stadium, she was forced to postpone her second engagement in Buenos Aires, Argentina last Friday night.